Hi everyone, I'm Dayru. Today, you're gonna learn how you can transform your bathroom vanity using cabinet grade plywood. I'm refacing this bathroom vanity. To do that, you have to get your measurements right, starting with your drawers. This is critical. Your plywood has to be face down to cut. This prevents damaging your plywood. Now to keep your cuts nice and square, all the cabinet drawers and doors, you're gonna need this framing square. Here, I'm using a straight piece of wood as a guide with some clamps. Now the trick for cutting plywood is to let your saw do the work and cut slightly deeper than your plywood. This move right here is called quality control. You gotta get your cuts right, what can I say? And this will be the front of our vanity. We've got one cut, now we're gonna make this cut. And absolutely, your plywood has to be well supported. Mine is sitting on lumber and cardboard. Now take a look, perfect cuts. To get clean cuts in plywood, I'm actually gonna go with 60 today on the teeth. I'm going with an ultra finish blade because we don't want our plywood to look like this. Now there are 3 tricks to refacing a vanity. We'll get to the 2 best coming up. Now take a look at the face of our cabinet. It's absolutely beautiful. Now the challenge is, how do we get the sides to look as beautiful as the fronts? Well, that is where edge banding comes in. Now our goal is to make this plywood look like a solid piece of lumber. Now there's a trick to using this. You're going to need a very hot iron. But first, you'll need to cut your wood edge banding to length. So just using regular scissors here for the cuts. Surprisingly, a household iron is perfect for this, as long as it's set to the highest setting. Just warming up the glue, you can kind of smell it a little bit. Now there's a way to actually check this. What you're looking for is a little bit of overhang here on either side of your plywood edge, okay? And don't forget to check the bond to make sure it sticks. If you want to increase the bond, you can use a roller if you want. You can also just use a piece of wood. Spread the glue around. Now once you've done both sides, you can move on to the top. Both sides look good, I like that. I'm gonna start on one edge and then move down. As it starts to warm up, there you go, you can shift it just a touch initially. Just make sure your edge banding matches your plywood. I'm using white oak. So if you take a look, that edge looks great. Front, side, beautiful. We have one more to do. Once you've applied your final piece of edge banding, it is all about the details. Here is what you have to get right. See this tool? That's a chamfer. It's a quick and easy way to finish your plywood edges. However, I'm using a wood file instead, and here's why. What I like about this, you determine the angle. So I'm gonna go very gently this way. The advantage of the wood file, it looks more natural. And what it's doing is actually removing the edge banding a little bit and also the glue. Be careful here, you don't want to go against the grain. That can cause damage, and we want to avoid that. So I would just go in this direction, right? Once you're finished that, you can take a little 220 and sand that, but if you want to make it into a block, you can make it into a block. Okay, so that will sand it off nicely. Give us a nice finished edge on that. And when you are refacing your vanity, don't forget your countertop. This is gonna have big impact. Now the key when you're drilling through quartz countertops or stone, any type of granite, is your drill setting. We have that on 1. That's low speed, and you want high torque because we want to keep the heat down. That's why we have the water there. Okay, we're good. All right, time to see how we did. Let's see how we did here. Remove this. All right, look at that. How do you think? That's pretty good, hey? Not bad, that's great. Perfect. Question is, can she do it again? Good news, we're 2 for 2 with the jig. That's great. Let's pull this together now and take this into the bathroom. Your vanity should have a focal point. To do that, I'm using a vessel sink. Notice how we have a beautiful sculptural element on our countertop. It adds some dimension, some interest. It's very elegant. Now the biggest challenges of refacing a bathroom vanity is next. But first, let's take a look at what we started with, your standard white bathroom vanity. And now from white to warm wood. Now would you take a look at this bathroom vanity? Now anytime you want a bathroom vanity to feel fresh, the first thing you have to do is take a look at its height. You're gonna notice old vanities are installed low, and that's one of the biggest mistakes I see in new renovations and new installations is people installing their vanities way too low. You want to get them up to countertop height. And I've got this at 34.25 because I have a vessel sink. You can go a little bit higher if you're doing an undermount sink, but this is a general rule. But the question is, do you like vessel sinks or do you prefer undermount? Have your say in the comments and let us know. Okay, but let's talk about this right here because this is important. Number 2 is depth. You will notice that old vanities are not as deep. So what I did here is installed 2 2x4s at the base of the cabinet and at the top to support the weight of our new countertop, to increase the depth, to accommodate a nice big sink and that really tall faucet. That adds some height and it creates a beautiful focal point with the curved vessel sink. Now, if you're planning a bathroom renovation, you should know there are 3 reasons why people like this renovation. Rule number 1, you want to look at time. To build a vanity from scratch, it takes on average between 16 and 25 hours. To reface is a lot faster. The second reason, but what about the frame? Most people don't have issue with their bathroom frame, so there's no point in spending hours or maybe days in labor and materials to replace the frame if it's structurally sound. Now, a smart way to go about that is to just refinish your frame and focus all your time and attention really on the doors and drawers. Rule number 3 is cost. The average vanity to build takes between $400 and $1,500 in materials. This one, the plywood and the edge banding, came in at just over $100. Now, if you are new to using cabinet grade plywood, you should know this is what professional cabinet makers use to build custom vanities. Now, to get this installation right, there are a couple things you really need to get right. Number 1, you have to get your measurements of your drawers or doors absolutely precise. To help you out, you can make a stencil and transfer that to your new drawers. And if your vanity has doors, hidden hinges installed with a jig is the way to go. I will have those linked. Now, if you like the look of this bathroom vanity and you are planning to tile and you want a new updated look, I will show you the tricks to a beautiful installation in this video right here. And I will link to all of our bathroom renovation videos in the description for you, including the materials used. $100, not bad, huh? I am Deharu. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.